Hi everyone, it's Maud here again, and welcome to your restorative yoga practice for the shoulders, for the upper body. This practice aims to just open up the chest and to liberate it. And if it has felt restricted during the week for due to physical stressors or mental stressors or work or whatever it is, our goal for today is just to open it up, to make it more allowing, and to feel some release in that area. We're actually going to start the practice with a blanket. So go ahead and grab one if you have one. So if you have this type of blanket, I would suggest you kind of open it up like so and make a roll out of it. So I love to kind of start here with a small rolled up area and then just go from there. And however thick or long it becomes, it's totally up to you. I have short arms. I am a small person, so I think this is perfect for me. So place this rolled up blanket in the upper thirds of your mat. And just know that we're going to shift the body forward without moving the blanket so that the blanket will be placed a little higher on the upper body as we shift our hips lower. So start here by laying on your back and just make sure that this blanket actually comes in line with your middle back or your bra line if you're a lady. So try to come down as gently as you can, finding that middle back spot. And then start to just open the arms to the side, or you can have field goal arms, whatever feels good to you. The field goal arms feels good to me, so I'm just going to start right there. Get the fidgets out of the way. The hairs, all these things, maybe just little things that we have, on us, maybe our shirts or whatever, just kind of fix it for now. And just make sure that you have something close to you that you may be able to rest your head on. So I have a pillow and I have a block at my disposal because as we move the body forward, our head's going to lift a little bit. So if you need that support, go ahead and grab those. So now if you've gotten your wiggles out of the way, let's take some deep breaths here. Inhale all the way in through the nose. Exhale, open the mouth and sigh it out. Inhale all the way in. Exhale, sigh it out. One more time, cleansing breath. Inhale in. And then exhale out. Find some length in the back of the neck. Not necessarily tucking your chin towards the chest or anything like that. Just finding some length so that your chin is not lifted too much that compromises the breath. So still allowing the prana, the life force, that chi to flow up and down fluidly on the body. Legs are bent, knees to the sky, so that we're not forcing any of the tissues in the lower back or the legs or any part of the body. And just allow ourselves to melt here. Allow the fingers to feel light as feather. I'm going to talk about it in my other classes, but if there is a stressor, a trigger, something that comes to mind that just makes you want to grind your teeth or for your eyebrows, any of those reactions, just look at these thoughts. Look at them in your mind's eye, and then treat them like clouds, that they're going to come in and out, and then just let them pass by. And then just as you feel settled here, we're going to shift our hips forward towards the end of the mat for about maybe 4 inches so that the blanket is actually on, or our shoulder blades are actually on the blanket. And notice how your head tends to lift, depends on how thick your blanket is. If it becomes hard for you to breathe, and you just know that your chin is a little bit too lifted, either flatten the blanket, if you still want to go ahead and do that, or just have something underneath the head, like a pillow or a block, that helps keep it supported. I'm good here, so I'm going to stay here, still finding length in the back of my neck. And my arms and chest are just sort of in this surrendering shape. Just letting go, letting gravity do its job. Again, and just when you feel settled here, we're just going to shimmy our hips down a couple more inches. This time, it's like your trapezius muscle and the bottom part of the neck may just kind of glaze on top of that blanket. And again, if the head just feels too lifted, then grab your block, prop it underneath your head. Otherwise, you can stay right here, allowing this liberation to happen on the chest, allowing this feeling of openness. And maybe now, since you've been here a while, a feeling of softness. Perhaps some vulnerability as well as you open your arms and you're like telling the world, here I am. Maybe I just have a hint of smile in your face as you think about that. Take a few more breaths here. And then gently roll on to one side. You can shift your hips to the other side. And with that upper hand, gently push yourselves up. And notice the change of energy as we change the altitudes. So go ahead and just set this blanket aside. We're actually going to grab our bolster right here. So it could be a thick pillow or a thick blanket, whatever you have that may be a little bit on the longer side if you want. Otherwise, let's just do the best we can with what we have. And I'm going to place this bolster right here. And because this is an upper body practice, I am going to place my blocks right here on either side of the bolster. But you make your decision. If you also, again, want a pillow on top of that bolster just to give you a little bit of lift, please go ahead and honor that. But I'm going to start here with my legs bent. And so you guys kind of do whatever you want with the legs, because the focus really right now is to just release the upper body. I'm going to rest my elbows on top of the blocks, or if you don't have blocks, anything that you can prop your arms on. And I'm just going to rest my head on top of the bolster and that furniture. Again, get any fidgets out of the way. Do whatever you can with your legs. If you want to open them up, if you want to do shins crossed, please honor that. But there's definitely some space between the lower back and the bolster. But again, the energy is surrendering and allowing and releasing. You can even wiggle your fingers out for a little bit and then just let them hang. Perhaps you can also open the mouth And move your jaw around. And the trick here is not to feel frozen just because we are in a more still pose. The breath makes everything dynamic. The breath influences parts of our body more than we realize. Now let it influence your state of mind, state of your body. And every exhale that you take, you just feel a little bit lighter and lighter and lighter with your day-to-day burden, with your day-to-day activities. And right there, you prioritize your inner peace, that inner voice that's telling you, hey, take a break, restore your energy, and just feel at peace right here at this moment. If you're comfortable staying here and just being here, you can do that. Stay right here. Or you can lift your arms up. Maybe the right hand grabs the left elbow and finding just a very gentle tricep stretch here. Just letting your armpits smile towards the ceiling. Lips are together. Part your teeth behind it and let the tongue relax. And switch the arms. This time the left hand's going to grab the right elbow first. Find that nice gentle tricep stretch. Just allows more space and allows more liberation in the chest area. Also kind of encourages some uplifting energy. And once again, have a hint of a smile. Let the breath be soft, but stay aware. Aware of what it does. Every inhale and exhale that you take, which parts of the body feel less tense, less stressed, and definitely restored. And gently release the arms. You can roll onto a side of your choice. And once again, using that upper hand to gently push yourselves up. Noticing the change of altitudes, just taking a break here. And then setting your pillow aside, having your bolster kind of oriented across from you. You can set the blocks aside. We're just going to need your bolster or your thick pillow or your thick blanket for now. We're going to glaze our side body on top of the bolster. So I want you to locate the bottom parts of the rib, kind of bottom part of the rib cage, and like glaze it on top of the edge of the bolster. And just let your left arm hang. Yogi's choice. If you want something between your legs, I always like to do that. Otherwise, just stack the knees, stagger the legs, and maybe even lift your right arm up. If this is too much, just place your right arm down towards the bolster. But we do want some opening to happen in the chest. So maybe just let it hang in a place where you still feel unrestricted and release and open in that heart space. Again, you're not going to sleep. You're not falling asleep. It's like a very, very restful state, but you're still very much aware. If at this point you felt very comfortable in the pose, and now you want to lift your right arm up, maybe the body is now more allowing to do that, please do so. If there is even some effort to do that, maybe you just let it go. And for now, acknowledge the fact that we feel so open in the chest. And we do acknowledge that that is like the place of emotion. That's the heart space as well. So maybe even without the physical changes, there are some changes happening inside the body that maybe I cannot see or anybody can see, but you definitely can see and feel. And just become gentler and softer instead of rigid. If this feels good to you, keep the right hand reaching towards the left. Or we get start rolling forward and back as gently as we can. So we're just going to roll forward and slowly roll back. If you prefer to have your right hand somewhere else as you're doing this, then please honor what feels good to you. Roll forward, gently roll back. And roll forward and roll back. One more time perhaps. Roll forward and then roll back. You can keep rolling or you can just stop right here. Have a few moments, few breaths. Whenever you're ready, just gently push yourselves up. Let your eyelids feel heavy. And once again, either you pivot the hips or you transfer the bolster, the props over to the other side, which I am going to do. So find what feels right for you. I'm going to place the bolster on my other side right here. You make a decision with your legs. Maybe you already have something between the legs before you get there. Locate the bottom of your rib cage and let it kind of come in contact with the edge of that bolster. And just let your right arm dangle. Drop the head towards the arm. And if the left hand reaching towards the arm is still too much for now and the body's not quite ready, you can just place it on top of the left hip. And dropping the head towards the arm also allows some opening to happen in the neck. the breath is effortless. There is no struggle. You're not fighting your body to do something. You're not counting reps. You're not trying to achieve something. If anything, just imagine and visualize getting a trophy for getting your body into a more restful state, which is sometimes the hardest thing to do. Even such an activity as watching TV or listening to music or any other media sometimes stresses us out. So, right now, just honor your time here, this inner peace that I keep talking about, which may sound woo woo, unicorns and rainbows, but oh my god, these days, it really is like emotional gold, inner peace. So hard to achieve, but it can be achieved small chunks at a time. In these short yoga classes, or maybe the blissful times you have with your family, or maybe you're getting into your hobbies and other activities. But for now, it's restorative yoga. If you feel like your left arm can reach up and the left hand can more effortlessly just touch the right hand, you can make that happen. Beam the chest to the front space. And whenever you're ready, and if it served you earlier, like it did, just gonna start rolling the body forward and back, allowing a rather sluggish energy right here. Just seriously, just giving in to this sort of dynamic movement that's really slow and juicy and not forceful at all. Maybe just do that a few times. Last time, rolling forward and back. Coming to your center. Just getting rid of any props between the legs. With this left hand, or whichever hand that you have, I'm just gonna turn my back towards the bolster. And again, coming into that bra line, that mid back line on the bolster, interlacing my fingers on my head, letting my thumbs rest on my neck, and open your elbows out. As you open your elbows out, just rest wherever you can rest. And on an exhale, without doing a crunch in the belly, just lengthen the back of the neck, bring your elbows towards each other, and find this nice lengthening in the skin and the tissues of the neck. Again, this is not a belly crunch. And we're just going to do this one more time. On an inhale, we're going to open the elbows out. Let the thumbs rest on your neck. Interlace your fingers behind the head. And as an exhale, gently find this length at the back of the neck. Find a nice neck release here. Allowing some space there to open up if your neck felt restricted or stressed and compressed. And then gently just place the head down. Ever so gently roll onto a side of your choice and gently push yourselves up. Before we end class right here, we're just going to get some movements, some really, really slow movements. I want you guys to just move left and right. Again, this rather sluggish energy, slow movement. Come down to centers. Do some shoulder rolls, really nice ones. Up, back, and down. And then rub your palms together. And then press your palms together. Prayer at the heart, thumbs touching your chest. Take the time to bow down towards your hands. Still allowing this physical and non physical opening that happened in the chest to happen, perhaps throughout the day. Take one more breath right here. Conscious inhales, conscious exhales. And after your next exhale, bow down to your own practice. Lift your head up. You can open your eyes. I thank you so much for taking the time to really cater to what the body is needing. It's self-care. It's super important. And I hope to see you in the rest of my other classes. I have a lot of other classes like this and different ones as well. For now, from my heart space to yours, namaste. The light in me definitely honors the light in you. Thank you so much, and bye for now.